Hey, what is up, channel fam? Hey, first of all, I just want to give you all a quick update to the Peter Cullen situation. For those of y'all who follow the channel, y'all know that I've been trying to secure an interview with Mr. Cullen. Oh, by the way, this is a Star Saber with a six gun embedded inside, and we'll talk about him in a sec. But let me just kind of just do quick story time for y'all. So y'all know I've been trying to talk to secure that interview with Peter Cullen. And yeah, I've been talking with his agent, who also represents Frank Welker, the voice of Lord Megatron. And so, yeah, I've been trying to get this, and we've been talking. And I'm not talking to Mr. Cullen or his management. It's just, you go through the agent basically. And yeah, ultimately we couldn't come to an agreement in terms of business details, so to speak. And as much as it is a life goal and dream of mine to to have one-on-one time with Mr. Cullen and just kind of just talk to him as a human being, not even as the voice of Optimus Prime, really just as a human being, because I in just listening to his interviews and things like that, I find him to be incredibly deep and thoughtful, and of course he is the voice of the iconic Optimus Prime. And just going to kind of come to business. But we could not agree on business terms, basically, and no hate or anything like that. This is all just business. It's all just business, and that's really unfortunate. But at the same time, though, man, the fact that like I'm really grateful because I'm at a point in my life, basically, where I was able to even walk up to his doorstep, so to speak, and knock on the door, and someone answered, and I even just got to talk to them, and literally, I was one step away from being able to talk with him and to be able to even have that opportunity. I'm incredibly humbled and moved, and I'm just really really happy about that, despite not being able to secure the interview. Hold on for a second. Maybe in this mode he's not supposed to have the toes. I kind of like the toes though. All right, we'll do it with the toes. But yeah, it's unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate, but yeah, so it goes, so I don't know if I'm going to what is it, talk to him about interviewing Frank Welker, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so in front of us, it's like I said, six gun and Star Saber. Man, it took me a cool second to figure out how these guys to get this guy to merge, and this is effectively V3. V1 I showed off on the live stream, and I didn't quite have the connecting mechanism down. And V2, what I thought was going to be the official way these guys combine. It was working out until about 5 minutes ago, until I figured out even a better way. So the thing about V2 that I didn't like is this flappity flap was kind of hanging down actually, and I didn't necessarily like that, but I was able to remedy it by rearranging some bits. And oh no, he should pass the shake test or the flip test. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, and I put some force on that too, dude. But he's not falling off. So super stoked, super duper 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 stoked. He looks clean, doesn't he? The red and whites merging with the red and whites, and then the blacks and the grays, and whoo, loving this actually. Granted, he does have the little tiny head syndrome, but if you watch the Studio Ox stuff from one of the animation studios that animated Transformers, and even some of the older Japanese animes, sometimes to kind of emphasize the strength and stuff and how yoked they are, like the heads would be kind of small. You know what I'm talking about, right? And so yeah, it's a bit of an illusion, but at the same time, it's not that bad. And all you need is one six gun to do this, and I'm super pleased. And so how this guy works is so one, you just have the six gun body, then you remove the arms and you remove the legs, and then you get the hip connectors where these would have been plugged into, and you just flip them up 90 degrees, and then they kind of fill out that area. And he has the little pegs on the side that are the shoulder connectors. You also flip those up 90 degrees, and then you plug the legs on top, because they have holes on the bottom on the other side. And then from there, you plug in the little red gun. Now the red gun has a T peg, meaning like there's a peg this way and there's a peg going over here as well, like maybe like an L shape, so to speak. And so you get that part, one of the pegs, and you plug it in right there to the port of the foot. and then the second half you plug into the fist, the underside of the fist. Then you bring this out, you bend it, and there's a peg on the other side of this white part that you plug into the back of Star Saber. So cool, Sugoine! So cool. Dude, I can't wait to do a short for this guy and show off like how this is made. But dude, right now the what is it? The YouTube Shorts, the custom thumbnail feature is broken. From what I understand, it's only available on the Android app, and I have an Android phone. And I was talking to YouTube customer service today, and I was just like, hey man, I was like, that thing's not working right now because every time I try to do it, it says like metadata failed and like I can't choose my custom thumbnail. And then he's like, oh sir, that feature doesn't exist. And I was like, my friend, you are misinformed. Because he was like, oh, and that's why you can't do it because that feature doesn't exist. And I was like, my friend, you are misinformed. I have been doing this for several weeks now, so I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, I even made a video on demonstrating basically how to do this. And I sent them the link as well. And he saw it. And then he was like, oh, I knew this. He was like, yeah, I knew this all along. And I'm like, sure you did, buddy. And I wasn't mean to him or nothing. And then he, again, just said like, oh, he's like, I knew about this information, but yeah, it hasn't been rolled out. And then I sent them a Google support article by one of the community managers of Team YouTube that says on December 6th that they rolled this out for Android. And I was like, did you see this article? And then after that, he was like, I think I'm going to have to escalate this. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, man, I was like, it's totally okay if you don't know, but can you get somebody who does know? And then he was like, yeah, he's like, I'll put this all on email. And but yeah, this is not the first time that I've talked to the YouTube customer service team. And the people are very nice and they're just operating with the knowledge that they have. But I don't think they have all the knowledge that they need to service these calls. Yeah. Anyway, little bit of frustration, bleeding over probably from the fact that I wasn't able to secure this deal with Mr. Cullen and his agent and whatnot, but that's totally fine. Life is not all about great victories and sweet moments. There are disappointments, sad times, and there's negative things that go on in this world as well. I mean, that's just part of life, you know what I mean? But can't dwell on that. I was gonna say, I don't know. I've mentioned this. I'm just going to get a little bit real. I mentioned this probably in another video before, but man, I have a really, really good memory. And unfortunately, that memory doesn't memorize really cool facts or like test questions and stuff. What it does is it just remembers trauma. And I find myself like constantly looking back into my past and drumming up these same emotions of fear and just regret and all of that stuff. And I realized something though. I realized that trauma is no longer around. Whatever took place was a long time ago, basically. And I basically synthesized it into a metaphor that worked for me. And that was basically trauma is like a car accident. And I'm just going to kind of spin this guy because you guys might be bored just staring at this. Trauma is like a car accident that you were in, Hey, that kind of looks like a face over here, right? Sorry, I'll just stick with the message. Trauma is like a car accident that you were in, And after the accident, you've moved on. But if you keep looking back at that accident and you keep focusing and keep dwelling on it and thinking about what happened, how it happened, and all the details and stuff like that, you may miss what's in front of you because you keep looking back. And if you keep looking backward, there might be another accident ahead that you don't see because you're constantly just focused on the past. And so in order to make sure that you don't no longer have accidents and make your way around the road, you got to be in the present. Yeah, you have to be present in the moment and look forward, you know what I mean? And make sure your eyes are on the road, your eyes are on the opportunity, your eyes are basically on your life, where it is now and where you want it to go. Because in the past, hey, it's the past, it's behind you, The only thing that we can do from that is basically learn, grow, and basically use that as a stepping stone to just improve and to get to better places and stuff. And so, I don't know, that was a lesson that I had to come to terms with myself, and then that was a metaphor that I synthesized for myself, and it works for me. And so, if you're in the same boat, maybe that'll help you as well. Anyway, thank you always for watching. Thank you always for hanging out. And thank you always for the kind words and giving me support. For those of you who watch the channel and you probably have a little better understanding of who I am as a person and not just as a bot bender, you probably know I'm not as like confident and charismatic or whatever as I may appear on the videos. And By the way, when I say confident, charismatic, those are not my words. Those are like people telling me and stuff, which are super duper nice. And I always appreciate the kind words. But yeah, I get shook pretty easily, and so I'm just a human being, you know. But every day I'm trying to get better and trying to move forward and trying to get stronger because I don't know, ain't no one gonna help me. Got to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hope you can surround yourself with good folks, good support systems, and good experiences and good content like the stuff here, right? Ha ha ha. Anyway, take care. Thanks so much. Bye.